Hey, everybody. Welcome to I wouldn't say weekly, but more at least monthly for now, live stream for Op Bad Blood 2024. And as the game gets closer, we'll be having a few more live streams more often. But for now, we'll just be doing it for once a month. And I'm sure that the big question everybody's been asking is when tickets are going on sale. Very, very soon, because I just reviewed the ticket listing before the non-live ticket listing just to make sure all the information is correct. And we've got some folks joining us in our chat room. But before we get to them, let's go with the folks who are on the panel today. We've got to my screen right, we have Ian. Ian, why don't you give yourself a little introduction to the folks who maybe are new to the
They're
game?
bored of me. I'm Ian Sonic. I'm the assistant game manager, primarily the on-field admin, depending on what Mundo wants to do that day. And you'll see me walking around, talking to as many people as I can, making sure everything's going smooth, trying to organize as best possible, and keep myself from going crazy because I've been doing this now for this will be my 11th year. So
Yeah.
keep myself from going nuts and going ballistic on all you guys.
We're gonna try to keep things calm and level. And to Ian's right, or to Sonic's right, we have Joker. Joker, um, I'm sure very well known to the folks, especially since you're restreaming to your channel. I'm assuming, yes.
Yeah, we got a few of our guys watching in here. I'm Joker for Players Wanted. I'm just out there to have a good time, and on Sunday be the lead guy that gets shot to hell and back, being the the first infected.
Yeah, so there's going to be a bit of a competition to see who gets the most welts on their body. If anybody can out welt Joker,
I might be
I'd
wearing
love to
some
see it.
armor this
No,
time.
actually, I don't want to see it.
I'm probably gonna be wearing some armor this time because I got
Okay.
tore up last time. Not as bad as the first year I did it. When the first year I did it, I looked like I had the measles. That was intense.
But Joker doesn't shy away from that. He's not he's not a
Nope.
crybaby. All right, so directly below me we have Chops.
How's it going tonight?
Chop, very good. Chops, you want to give a brief introduction since you're going to be you're the newest CO
Yep,
this
first
year.
year doing CO. I'll be on green team. My fourth year playing. Basically, that was our first game. Our group did the Airsofties for Bad Blood was our biggest game we did to get introduced into a larger format game. So versus just standard skirmishes.
I'm gonna be
Chops,
shooting you.
yes, of course.
Maybe.
Chops, where are you let the folks know where you're coming out of, and where you've been playing.
We're coming out of Northern New York. Basically, we play local. One of the fields about an hour from us was in Marcy. It shut down. We're working on some local stuff with some other guys that we used to play with, trying to set some stuff up on some people's own property just to play, so we can still play on a weekly basis or whatever.
Oh, that's good. That's too bad. Did they close during COVID, the shutdown?
No,
or
after he ended up
moving,
so he ended up selling the field and such. So.
Oh, okay. Did he didn't sell it to another operator?
It was his own house. He was doing it like in his backyard. He had a lot of acreage.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I kind of get that now. All right. And to Chops, right, we have Doc, who's another of the faction COs. Doc, why don't I give a little rundown of this is your second year, or is it third year now? It all kind of runs in my head, all melts together. Oh, we got mute.
I'm unmuted.
Got you on mute, Doc. There we go.
Second year as a CO. I'm Doc. First name's Kent. Right. Second year as a CO. I'm from Syracuse, New York. I run with Tactical Raider Force. Oh, I can update some people. I have an XO now. He's Eric Smith.
Oh,
he's going to be from Nickel City Rangers out of Buffalo. He's
okay, Eric Smith
this year on Deus Ex. So go multi-glam. We're going to look good this year. So
I'll be killing you.
Again?
I
Not with a
saw the
knife this year,
request
but
from I
not
saw the
twice.
request from Eric Smith to get
Did you
in. And I
just
wasn't
say-
sure who that was.
You did say not with a knife?
Not with a knife. I think you came up and stabbed me, by the
Yeah,
way.
you're gonna get stabbed again now because
No,
you said,
not
anybody
with
that
a
says
knife.
not with a knife, they
No.
get stabbed with a knife. I mean, that's how it happens every time.
Always how it happens.
At least
Just was the unfortunate
Well, it
soul.
could-
That's all.
maybe I'll do you dirty like I did the guys at Thunderdome 4 where I walked up to them and say, "Hey, how you doing? Where they at?" And they're like, "Over there." I was like, "You're dead." Aw.
Knife stab. Knife stab.
Well, just like they say in the Tick, not in the face.
Not in the face.
All right, so we got a good group of a good representation of some of the faction leaders coming up, and I'm hoping to get some of the tribal, maybe one or two of the tribal guards to join us this evening. And so let's go over to our who do we have over in our chat room over there? We've got, let's see, we got Facebook user, which doesn't say who
Yeah,
it
probably
is,
Jason Tom.
but okay. And we got Gizzard Gary. So Gizzard, he's one of the buddies of mine from my Real Steel world. He's on the Hillbilly Nation weekly live stream, and we have Spartan. We have there's Jason Tom, and we have Chris Hedgeworth. So hopefully we'll get a few more folks to chime in our chat room. Oh, we got Woods and Matt. Excellent.
Feel free
All
to
right,
ask any
folks.
questions you want. No question is too stupid. Some might be very stupid, but none are
Yes.
too stupid.
Not as stupid as the answers. All right, folks. So yes, thank you for that. We've made sure that the typo on the jewel limits was corrected in the EVIC listing. So last week we went over and we did a tabletop Mills simulation game of how the new respawn mechanics work, and basically it's a modification of the triage rule where everybody responds to the triage. The triage moves, but now there are fixed locations for the triage. And the reason for that is I'm trying to avoid having the triages be too close together where they're right on top of each other. And sometimes oftentimes that happens in the normal game that we've had before, just because it can move anywhere and unintentionally, just out of sight of each other, the factions end up putting their triages. It just gets to be a madhouse with two groups responding much too close, and sometimes even a third shows up. So by setting up specific locations, which I'm calling the casualty collection points, where the embeds can raise a flag, and that becomes your triage, that becomes your respawn point. And the flags, which, if for those of you who have been veteran players, if you're noticing in the Facebook groups, I've added your faction flags. So how the mechanic works is we're going to be issuing out a physical flag, and there are also physical flag poles in each of the casualty collection points on the field. And the embed will hoist a flag up, and once the flag is up, that location, that flagpole casualty collection point is now an active triage. And actually, I have the flags here, so I can show you in real life what will be. So we have, first up here, we have the Marxist Task Force. So this is the flag of Angola, folks, which actually is the real flag of that nation, which is just south of Congo. And they do have some territorial disputes with Congo. There's there's an oblast of Angola within Congo. So there is some reason for the Marxist Task Force to be involved in the civil war in Congo. And next up, we have the actual flag of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this is going to be the flag of the black shirts. And we have the flag. Hey, We got Buck joining us. Hey, Buck. We have the flag of Congo. This is going to be the flag that's going to be run for General Greens. And finally, we have Deus Ex, which is our Christian militia in Congo. They're going to be running as the Crusader flag, or a Crusader flag. In this case, we have Deus Ex, literally is a cross X this year. So those are going to be the flags that are going to be hoisted by the embeds in your CCPs, your casualty collection points. And when they're up, you see them. If you can see them, you're too close. If you're an enemy player, if you can see the flag, so that should be your clear signal that is an active respawn point. So no camping. All right, Buck.
Howdy.
Hey, so we went around and gave everybody an introduction. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Buck. Been with the staff team here for 4 or 5 years now. Full-time EMT firefighter. Been doing airsoft since I was 13 years old, so over a decade now. That's really all there is to me. I'm not that exciting.
All right, but so Buck's been playing in Bad Blood for quite a few years, so he's definitely a veteran player. Oh, we got Matt. Thank you for volunteering there, Matt. Now, Matt, are you interested in? So the flag man, the guys who are going to be bringing the flags over and hoisting them are going to be the embeds, but they definitely do need guards. They need a support team to get over to the next CCP that you want to claim. So you have to protect your embed, because if they get knocked out, then they have to bleed out for 10 minutes. So that's going to delay the establishment of your new triage. So if that's what you want to do, then definitely get a hold of Chops for that.
You're right. YouTube just removed my live stream.
No, why?
Because of Doc's background.
What?
Yeah, it says I cannot go live because of guns in the promoting guns on screen.
Weird. Mine's still running. As far as
I know it's real weird. Mine's down. Yours is up.
And and on the live stream that I'm usually on, which is Hillbilly Nation, that as long as you aren't physically handling them,
it's weird as hell. I don't know. It's the first time I've ever been dinged, so I just filed an appeal. I can't even go live on YouTube. Holy shit! That's a first for YouTube.
So, folks, this is the kind of shit that we have to deal with all the time going live. This is how anti-2A these streaming services are, especially YouTube. I mean, it's owned by Google. They're based in San Francisco. YouTube is literally, I pass them on the way to the gun range here every time I drive to the gun range. So, yeah, this is the kind of just.
Well, then, hopefully that gets fixed soon.
I'll say Moondog Goes.
So my stream is down. The Moondog Go stream is down.
Check your alerts, because you might be banned from going live as well.
It just went down too.
Say that again.
All the Moondog channels are down for the stream. That's off. Dude, it was the same background the last time we streamed, literally a month ago, YouTube.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. Where's the alert? Is it are you getting it by
no, it's on your
or?
I got it on my phone. I saw something pop up from YouTube, but go to your YouTube channel, and then go to your studio, and it's going to be in your studio.
That's really weird.
It's not showing up on my notifications.
Checking mine right now too. So if I'm not looking at the camera, mine looks fine, which is really weird because nobody watches mine, so whatever.
You have the smallest social
Yeah.
presence. Remember that.
Yeah, it was never my
Okay.
focus, you know.
It's not your raison
Yeah.
d'etre. So yeah, I don't see
It's so
any.
weird.
I'm trying. It's so weird because I'm trying to see if there's any notifications or something on mine, but I'm
It's
not
so if
seeing
you go to your
anything.
are you in your studio? All right,
Yeah.
in your studio, it should be at the very top. It should have like a yellow bar.
No, nothing.
Can
It
I
looks
promote
normal.
drug use on the stream?
No.
It's a joke. I would never.
So
Oh, okay. So Gojiro is saying that the video blacked out, saying that's restricted. So
mine's
I don't
gone
know what's going
altogether.
on.
No, Moondog, yours is gone.
Oh, okay, now I see
There you
it. I see it. It's in the Moondog Go channel. Sorry, I was looking at Moondog Industries. Your content removed due to a violation of our community guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
That's really bizarre.
It's not even monetized, that channel, so that's kind of weird.
It's bizarre.
So I'm gonna do the same
Disappeal
thing
it.
as
I
you.
mean,
I'm gonna
because it's
say
like
that,
we're here
yeah.
talking about it. God.
Yeah.
You know what it might have been also? It also might have been talking about stabbing. Stabbing cock.
Well, no, it's like so.
Oh,
Here's the
yeah.
thing. It says what we are looking for: content that shows someone live streaming while holding, handling, or transporting a firearm isn't allowed. It's
And
like
the only person that had it in
there
the
was
background
nobody.
was Doc.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we weren't handling it unless it picked up the machete that was in the flag.
That
all
would
your
be
fault.
really
From-
ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's all AI.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, if you appeal it, more than likely we'll both be reinstated. Sorry, we got it wrong.
Yeah, so if you disagree, appeal here. We're reviewing your appeal. So
Well, in
okay.
the meantime, guys, go ahead and if you're trying to watch on YouTube, go over to moondogindustries.com or
Yeah.
youtube.com/moondogindustries.
Thank you so much.
Like I said, mine is
So
Yeah.
still running too, so I'm just gonna put it in real fast.
I don't actually know what yours
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's fine.
do you want to put that
Yeah,
on the
I'm gonna do
banner
it just
there?
right now. Give me 30 seconds.
Mundo, could you quickly go over the embed rule again with the flags and the hoisting?
Okay, sure. So the way that the flags, just like the noodle, are going to only be manipulated by the embeds. Each of the teams has 3 embeds, and the embeds can decide among themselves who's going to be the flag bearer or the flag custodian, and you can the reason we have multiple embeds is so that they can swap out, because if somebody's dealing with something or just has to go to the head or whatever, but only the embeds are allowed to touch the flag, to bring down and to transport the flag. Now, if you want to change the location as the CEO, if you want to change the location of your triage to another CCP, you'll just notify your embed that they need to take the flag down. And what you need to do is actually send a force out to claim an unoccupied CCP, knock out any tribals that are there, and secure the area. And then notify your embed to take your flag down from its current location, and then with an armed escort, safely bring him to your next CCP. And once he's there, he'll hoist the flag up, and once it's up, that triage is now active. Is that pretty clear? Yeah. So hopefully there's going to be 8 different locations for that you can pick as your triage, or among the 8 different CCPs. So you'll have a lot of options in terms of moving around if you find yourself in a place that that is disadvantageous to you, or that you've already recovered what you want to recover in that zone. So you have the idea is that you'll have.
I think it's going to make it very interesting towards the end of the day, where most of the samples have been collected or given up on, and people are then fighting for what they believe to be the last few. Because if you think historically, Ginger Bear always keeps a really good tally on who's gotten his sample. And when he knows every team has recovered it, he packs up and he goes home. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when areas are literally no longer being fought for, and then people are starting to fight for triages and not territory. It's going to be interesting.
And it just occurred to me that also, since factions are also going to be hunting for enemy COs to get stamps as well, it's very likely that that if you see a flag, while you can't necessarily camp that flag, the CO is probably somewhere nearby. So that's another interesting, different take on strategy.
There's a very good chance that the winner is going to be determined via CO stamps.
Hey, don't let it go to his head. It's already there.
Look. Just as we all agree, as long as you lay hands, you can get that damn stamp, right?
What are we going to do for the starting points of the factions? Are we going to keep the historical four starting points and then choose from there, then go out, or can we pick from the points in the middle of the field? Triages.
Here's an idea, just considering the fact that we've already gone for the D&D a little bit so far for this year. We've got a theme going.
Yeah.
Why don't we make them roll for it? Roll for whoever gets the highest roll gets to pick where they get to start this year.
I would like to point out TJ played a mean tabletop game. And he won. I just saying. And you...
Listen,
so
if you want,
you get first
if
roll.
you want, I will roll dice for everyone. I've got actual sets of dice right here. You can pick the color. Whichever one feels lucky. Are you feeling lucky, Punk?
Do you remember what we used to do for some of our smaller games, even like Tantalum Contract? We could do a pistol battle to start the day. We could always do a 4-on-4 pistol battle, and the winner gets to pick.
Yeah, we did that at the end whenever there was
we
a
did
tie.
at the end. Yeah, but it's there's a lot of downtime between the end of Chrono to the beginning of the game. There's no reason we couldn't get the 4 COs to duke it out for 10 minutes.
I'm down.
Buck,
What do
we
you
know
store
you're
battle?
a nerd. Thanks.
are you down, Chops, or do you think you're going to be busy before we do the safety briefing, the morning briefing?
I mean, that would be cool to do. Different way to get your start point.
It gets people excited too, because then they start, cheering on their CEO, and it's
well,
fun.
the main goal is
always
isn't the main goal to get everybody done everything on Friday?
Assuming
if it's possible, that it depends on. Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of variable.
I think that'd be a good way to amp everybody up.
I'm saying doing it on Friday.
Oh, okay. I see what you're. Okay, that's possible.
That's not a bad idea at all.
A Friday evening.
Yeah, doing it Friday just before it gets dark or whatever, to have the 4 COs go out there and battle it out.
Oh, speaking of Friday night, do we have any planned events this year for the night games?
Well, somebody has to actually be willing to officiate the night game, because I'm going to be way too busy to do that. What?
Not it.
Doc.
Everything goes. DMRs can be allowed in the night game. If this is my rules, yep, full auto on everybody.
But that's like a Timmy rule. That's not necessarily our Bad Blood rule.
I know. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if there's Friday would probably be the good one, because then everybody knows where they're going to be starting at, and they can not have to worry about getting shot up before that goes on, because Chrono's always going to be busy towards the very end for game on and all that.
Saturday morning usually nuts
so if
with, Chrono.
If I may offer some input on this one, I think that no offense, Mark, I think Ian's idea was a little bit better for the morning of, especially that keeps us on not only a time schedule, so we can try to keep everybody's speeches down a little bit, because then we got to go through like safety briefings and all that and get through the etc. I feel like it would be a really good point to like refresh the crowd, get everybody amped up and excited and back like invested. This is what we're working for. And then it would also give plenty of photo ops for Evike to be able to see everybody like cheering on their CO in full gear that they're going to be playing with for the day. It's just a thought.
So I'm just running through this in my head. So we're going to have everybody or anybody interested, which is, a fair number of folks who are, I'm assuming have finished the chrono. We're going to announce this, and then we're to go out into the field with their gear and watch the 4-on-4 or
Yeah.
1-on-4
I think
battle.
the perfect way to do it is get everybody up in the castle.
No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
I've actually done this before at EMR. Just do it right there at Tipman Town. Everyone can stand between the clubhouse and the first set of barriers, and the combatants are in Tipman Town, just going at it.
Yeah, because anytime that we get everybody together and then saying, "Oh, we're going to go over there," okay, that's done. Everybody come back and do the briefing. That's
what I'm saying. If you do it Friday and you get it Friday as a pre-generation thing, because there's going to be a lot of chaos that's going to be going on right up until we call game on. So I've this is my 4th year coming there, 5th year coming there. I think it'll be more of a distraction than a help, to be honest with you. That's just me.
Good point. It's a very good point.
I mean, the visuals it would look good, but at the same time, you much better, because then what happens if some people are not there for that and don't know where to go, or if they were told something else to go to but it changed because of this duel. It's always best to know where all the spots are where people are going to go, because people are going to walk on the field late, or slide in from the far side if they're going anywhere by the
That's another fair point, because if we should decide on where everybody starts before game day, because Joker makes a fine point that people may be arriving late. So at least if they knew that, our team's going to start at this location, or they're expecting that, they generally know where the direction or the field where they should hook up with them.
I'm not saying that it should happen, but how many times have we had people just go right on from the parking lot over to the Pines Forest in that side without actually walking over to where formation is and everything else for people to be in their groups?
Yeah, I think
it happens.
That's a good point. I think if we can get all the COs, or at least a representative of the COs Friday night, fine with me.
Now, I still like the idea of rolling for it. I think it was so. What I can do is in a next episode, I'll just do up a map with a number for each of the.
I like to see us get shot.
CCPs.
For the CO, I would like being a guinea pig and going out there and duking it out. However, I think it would be too time consuming on Saturday. It would just add another obstacle to figure out, and we could get lost and we could waste too much time.
Yeah.
So let's get 4 big fuzzy dice. Let's just get 4 big fuzzy dice, throw them off the stage Saturday morning, and there you go.
Good idea. I think that there you go.
I still think you do it Friday, not Saturday. If you're going to be making any changes, do it Friday, so at least the stuff can be announced beforehand.
Fair.
Because it's getting back to what I was saying before. If the players don't know, if the players who aren't there who see the dice to get informed as to where their start point is, that's going to increase the likelihood they're not going to end up at their correct starting point.
Yeah,
so I want to make sure that all the players know, on the map when they get there where they're, because they may be we've seen it. There's folks still at chrono while I'm giving the the morning
I
briefing.
had an idea
And-
if a big master board near the entrance, and it can have if someone was willing to update, I know it adds another element of confusion, but if someone can update a big board in real time of where the triages are on the field, so when you walk off for lunch, and I'll be on the field all day,
Skirmish.
and now I've moved around all the extreme. Yeah, yeah, but you could just a wooden board, and you could just move the plaques that represent each flag, and then now people know where to walk back to the faction potentially.
Ideally, everybody should have radios too, and if we have them all numbered for the respawn points,
Mhm.
call out, "Hey, where's green at? We're at 2."
That's a
They know
perfect
where
world,
to go.
my friend.
Oh yeah, ideally yes.
But I should, you know what? I'll update the map to. I like that. I'll update the map to actually put numbers on them, because that's, even though they have names, it's, let's
Yeah,
keep it
I think
simple.
one
Dumb
one
and
through
stupid.
8, 1 through 6, however many they are, is best, because Chops has got the best idea. You call in, okay, I'm just coming back from getting my spare out of my trunk. Where are we? Oh, we're at 3. Okay, they have their map on them. They know where 3 is. Boom, done. That's easy enough.
Oh, how did that get there?
Yeah. It
Well,
works.
what's that?
That's this right here, skirmish. We use them for our games and at the prisons and all that. It uses. I thought I had everything right here. On
It's
the
a
calendar.
little too high tech for what we're going for. Oof, very nice.
Bleep.
I don't think it's that high tech. I think I actually still got my.
Yeah. When it comes down to it, it's like for a game like this. First off, I mean, it's not that high tech. I mean, it really isn't that hard to set up, but everybody has to have a skirmish band in order for it to work. And shit. Actually, come to think of it, Ian, that might actually be easier.
You could have one per team, like their flag carrier. Just to,
exactly. It's not even one. It's like really you're only doing it for 8 people per side. Like, isn't that how many stamp collectors are? There's 4 or 8 per team.
Mhm.
4.
What's the?
We only need one for team.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about not being able to test this prior.
We actually run it at several of our events so far. The only thing it needs to do is the shit. The main unit, the main box, has to be plugged into an Ethernet port, and it sends the signal out all the way across the field. Now, the cool thing about this system is that really, if you're only having 4 people per, it's not actually hard to set up. I have the entire system, and how many stamps usually are there? Like 6 or 8, right?
There's 4.
There's
Well,
8.
there's 8. There's 4 static stamps and 4 CO stamps.
Okay, so, and I have 18 boxes, which can be set up all across the field. Ian's actually going to see it firsthand, I think, not this weekend, but next weekend.
I hope so. Yeah.
Wait, Ian, you're coming to Syndicate?
Yeah,
Working
Buck,
on
you
it.
Go pick him up.
Cool.
Oh, I will gladly pick you up. More than happy. Absolutely.
So the way the system works, Bulldog, or Moondog, sorry.
Bulldog.
I know. I don't know where the fuck the Bulldog is. I just insulted the shit. I
gotta shave my head
and have 30 years of stolen valor. Sorry, not sorry.
My
Anyways,
and demonetized.
It's not us that did it.
Talking about it. That's the problem.
So pretty much, this to give you an idea what this is. You set up this on the on top of on trees and everything else, or inside of structures or buildings that you want to be able to go up. You can have it to where just the. In fact, I have the entire. I even have the rental bands. They walk up and they put their wrist on it and it bleeps and it can track how many times the stamps were collected. So for each stamp collector, so it could be one collection per person for all 8 stamps. You could also have the COs carrying one of these boxes per, and they'll run all day. So,
now that's assuming there's not any sort of glitch with interference. Who knows?
No,
what?
because
I mean,
I'd actually go out there and just deploy all 18 boxes to make sure the mesh is strong. I'd actually talk with I could talk with Brandon tomorrow and be like, "Hey, bud, I got a map for you to upload," which is not that hard. And if you actually go to, hold on, if you run it as a standard game, let me get. I'm just pulling up one of my games here. Give me a second. Logged in.
Here's a thought for just like a basic setup. Mark, you can tell me if I miss any points here while you're doing that. We have, Mark said we have 18 boxes. How many points on the map do we have for possible spawn locations?
8.
So we have 8, and then 8 that need to go out. So we could have one skirmish box at each of the 8 points, which could be used as respawn counters to keep track for people of like how many times they die, so they can like keep track of the certain things that are going on throughout the map. And then the only people that can scan the individual boxes will be the or like the initial one, so that they are able to use it, could be the COs, which would also have their own box, or whoever the hell will be the claiming person.
My question with that box in the CO, will it hold up against running around all? I mean, like, come on.
Yes, we actually have it. So
I've run with one
Carried it
in
with
my
us
back
during,
pocket
Yellow
the
Dog,
entire
that's
day. I
Okay.
speak
I
from
haven't had experience running with it. I played with it at Scorched Earth. I played with it at Syndicate last year. It works well. I love it. It
Were
worked
you
well at Scorched Earth at Yellow Dog, where there's no cell service.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, did you see me out there at Yellow Dog?
Yeah, we were running around out there as infected, and we had them on us. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had one that sat in my back pocket, that sat on my ass all fucking day, through me eating walls, everything, flipping over myself and eating dirt, getting shot to the point I still have the scars to prove that I got shot from it.
here,
So
And this,
here's my only question, as one of the few on the panel who hasn't seen it in action. I get the idea of putting one at respawns and possibly at sample points. I get that. How does that help people who need to know where to go?
you have
So-
the main TV like at the main building. And
Okay,
as
so
they
there needs
gain-
to be an
In the
active
office?
monitor of what's
Right.
happening on the skirmish system.
So here, I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Sure.
and
to give
Timmy
you an
does
idea.
have the monitors that are inside the shop as well, I believe.
Eric,
Yeah.
if
So-
you go check my screen. So this is actually one of our past games. This was at one of them. So the cool thing is like, crap. There we go. You see how it's turning green and all that?
Right. Yeah.
That's actually points
Yeah.
that are being taken. Those are actual control boxes that are being interacted with
Hey,
in
I
real
took that
time.
one.
So you could actually see that it's like the green, tan, the points are all scoring and everything else. So you could actually have a real time. You could actually have it in real time where people are at, because they can be scanning their wristbands. You could see exactly what spot that the boxes are at, because the COs and XOs will carry their box for when they get killed. But for example, every single one of these is like a different objective that's here. So, and I know this is not EMR, but I'm just pointing it out for where it could be. Like, since EMR is almost a square, you could have one into Pines Forest, you could have one in Titman Town, you could have one over at the airstrip, you could have one up in there. So you could actually have your 4 boxes dispersed around, and they'll have a rough idea also where they're at. I mean, inside that general area. So if you know that there's always a box that's going to be in, say, the airfield, that's what we always typically have them at, and we have to have fight over there, you could do it. In addition to that, if there was like the valley, which is actually probably accurate to the valley of where it is at EMR, if you're in the valley and it all of a sudden shows up purple, which is for, say, black shirts, or black for black shirts. All right, the black shirts know where they are. They just have to look at the thing. Oh, that's where I go, and you just walk towards it. So if it's a matter of needing a TV, for Bad Blood, I'll probably still have a TV left over from from Geigerlands, which is going to be a couple weeks prior to this event. I could always bring it.
I am
we could have
so
out there.
excited.
And
for it.
there's your big
Well,
board
it's-
idea where people can see where everyone is in real time. That's
Yeah.
actually kind of where I was
Let
going
me
with it.
talk to Timmy. Let me talk to Timmy about attaching. So that would just
That's
have
just
to
an
be
Ethernet plug into it.
plugged
Yeah,
into.
you just plug it into you just plug it inside of like a typical router, and it's here. I'll stop sharing so we can go back up. And the antenna. So, I mean, some of these are going to be dummy ones to begin with because they're just going to be placed up high so that it can send the signal out across the field.
I can also say that it would make it either we could do it one of two ways for the sample boxes. We could either have everybody that's supposed to have a sample on them has one of those boxes, aka just like the COs would be able to walk around, one of the tribal would have that thing in their like pouch somewhere. Or you could put it up as a stationary thing, either hidden as like a secret one or an actual group to move it around or to protect that one particular location.
So here's my technological question. I understand that they make a mesh, and that's great. Can individual boxes be kind of coordinated to be different things? So like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You've got a box at every respawn.
You could have boxes that are respawns. You could have boxes that are
and they'll all still be part of the same mesh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's all
okay.
part of the same mesh. So I can set boxes to be a bunch of different things.
That's what. Yeah. Okay. So you can.
And the
actually
great thing is,
differentiate boxes.
you don't even need that main TV screen. People could simply log on to skirmish.com on their phone, and they can look at it. Oh, here's where we are right now. Let's go.
The big thing that is gonna like be a point of, it could be a point of contention for some players. Everybody's got to get those bands.
No. Only
Just
4
stamp
per side.
buckets.
Oh,
And I have
Well,
I have
here's
plenty of bands for that.
okay. Fair enough.
So, well, okay, I can. It's 4 per side for the triages.
No, you're talking about how
If-
many stamp collectors do you normally have?
10 per
All
side.
right,
So that's
so 40.
40.
I have them.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
one for each, team for an embed to clock what respawn they're at.
Yep. So 44.
44 bands.
Yeah. They just have to give them back. Or like Chops has his, Buck has his, Doc has his, I have mine. There's four we
four there.
don't need.
Mine are
If
gloves.
We have 3 on our side that I know of.
Huh?
So. We have 3 on our side. that
Yeah,
I
it's
know of.
like, and on top of that, we
I've
have
got 2.
475 people going to Syndicate 4 that are going to be up there.
Oh.
I have 3.
Like
We-
I got 20
very
guys on my
easily
team,
do
and
an
they
honor
all have
system
one.
find out.
Yeah. So I mean, the great thing too is you could actually go in there and you can actually see who took what stuff, who actually scored what points. So you can actually see the stamps that are collected.
And I'll be honest with you. Even up until 10 minutes ago, I'm still hesitant about the fixed respawn, just because this is the way it's always been. Well, at least since I've been around, it's always been a mobile thing. Adding in something like this, which is actually could not only aid the players, but aid, let's be honest, me on the field, not having to direct traffic all day long. I don't see why we wouldn't want to at least try it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And I mean, I could bring the system up with me. It's not a big deal. I just have to reach out to Brandon.
God forbid it fails by noon.
It's not going to fail by noon. The batteries.
I'm just saying, for whatever reason, communication breaks down and people just don't get it.
And also, the batteries are hot swappable.
Yep.
They're lipos.
Well, the batteries aren't as much of a concern to me as signal interference from some radio tower
that
nearby
won't happen.
or something.
No.
The mesh system doesn't get interference like that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're on either a really high or really low frequency, right?
Yeah.
I've also seen this out of play as a player in an actual player perspective, not just being able to help Mark, but I went to Otherworld 8 or Otherworld Milsim's Apocalypse 8. Very fun event. I had a great time. But they were also using the skirmish system, and it was just as effective on that game as it was for all the games that Mark and I, or that I helped Mark with. Because
I can second that statement as well. It worked well. The only issue I've ever seen is it didn't scan in the middle. A ref comes out, resets it, and then you're ready to scan again.
And resetting is easier than you think. It's literally
It's a switch.
yeah,
one
just
other-
it
It's
is
a
on
switch
the
that a
box.
CO can flip.
One other, I think, big selling point to this is going to be injuries.
From
It
what?
potentially could make the first responders a little easier to find down people.
No,
No,
it couldn't.
I mean, in theory,
They're not. It's not radio traffic. They're not
no,
radio
I
tracking.
understand that, but like if well, yeah, I guess it wouldn't really matter.
Well, you'd have to identify where the
saying-
injured person is closest
Yeah,
to
no, never
a
mind, never
specific.
I mean, that's actually not a bad idea that we
Okay.
could bring up to Brandon. We could ask him if he could potentially add like an emergency button on there, like for in case of emergency, press this button, and then it'll send an alert to the admin.
How many boxes?
Actually,
do you have?
that might actually could
hold
happen.
on.
With,
How many boxes do you have?
I'm gonna
He has
have
18.
20. I'm gonna have like 23.
So theoretically, if
You
if
could.
I had,
We could put some emergency
well,
boxes
hold
up
on.
there.
No,
Yeah.
think about this. If I had one and Phil has one, we can
So-
respond to the scene of the thing, tap the box, and it comes up to the monitor. This is an
I got a
alert
solution
injury.
for you. So you could always do it to
Mhm.
the nearest point of where the injury is at, because these boxes, they're going to be in a static point on the map, right?
That's what I
Or
was thinking.
inside of that hexagon grid. So if you're carrying one and you tap it, it's not going to tell them where you're at on the field. It's only going to say that.
Right.
That's the only downside. That, however, I have 17 boxes, 18 boxes here, and I have, I think, 4 more coming to me this week on Wednesday. So that'd be 22 boxes that can be across the entire system.
Yeah, but it's not a locator box. You're right. Okay.
No, but what we could always do is, because we're going to have meshes set up there, scan here in case of emergency. And then if you're close to that place, you could also, as an admin, you could be red, which says the admin has responded. So you could actually have the admins click over to the closest point that they're at, and it'll actually signify where they are. Because every single team, when they scan their box, registers to a team. So there's actually, for the particular way that you want to run this game, this system actually would work, and it would simplify some things for us. Like, where's the nearest admin? Pull up your phone. Oh, I see one that's logged in over here. Let me go over there real quick.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Chop,
So-
did you have something you want to add?
No, I'm saying I'm down with trying this out. If Joker is willing to volunteer his gear to
Oh
do
yeah,
it
that's right.
and
You guys got to
set it
rely
up.
on me now.
Get it? I'm out.
So, but at the very least, no, this is not. We have as the backup the sort of the analog. I mean, we have the cards. We just the way we always play it.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
if for whatever reason
This is-
people aren't meshing with it, no pun intended, you always fall back to dummy rolls. Not
The
a problem.
reality is that we're going to have 44 people, not including regular admins, that have to understand the system. Just 44, because the only thing you need is the CO and the stamp collectors to say, "Oh, here we are."
And if
there's
we have
no-
if we have to reduce the number of stamp collectors from a training
doesn't-
standpoint,
Moondog, it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
The only time it matters is one of the great reasons why we like the system is that we could track every person coming on the field, because we make them scan it, so we actually have accurate numbers on who's on each side. Doing that for this event is cost prohibitive,
yes,
right?
yeah,
So the only thing we have to do is find out, all right, how many people are coming that have wristbands, so we can make sure they get scanned and go through. I do have the rental ones that we could always have them scan in. They're just not going to track what they did at the event. And then most of the tribals have one, and look, I have enough, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. The cool thing about the system, for anybody that's maybe listening going in, like if you guys are coming to Syndicate, you'll see it firsthand, because we're going to be putting it through there. And
We'll be
how
putting
big
it through
is
the ringer.
EMR?
100 plus.
the playable area is about 80.
Oh yeah,
80
since
something.
some acreage gets cut out. You're about 80 acres, I believe.
Okay, because we're going to be playing at Mid Orange, which is 38 acres. but there's a lot of buildings in play and everything else, like radio interfering buildings, solid concrete and all that. And they still should be able to go around. But with the way that is, Timmy's got that second floor. We could just put the mesh system beaming right out to the main thing, and it's going to go at the higher up they are, obviously the better it's going to be.
So it's a relatively line of sight thing, like our radios.
Not really a line of sight, but yes, a little bit. But I mean, you could put one up on top of like a high area of Fort War where nobody would actually touch it or see it, as one of the mesh systems to go around, or an emergency box, So
we'll put one of the emergency boxes in the middle of Fort War, right at the top of the ceiling.
Yeah, you can put it right on the second floor, right in the center.
Yeah.
So, and the cool thing is, it's good. That sort of stuff. It's like we can mesh it out to go through. I mean, the valleys. It just depends on what we're going to have in play this year as opposed to last year or the year before. Because I know there was a couple areas that you guys were going to take out because of heat casualties.
Most of the
valley's gone.
Yeah,
the valley's
gone. That actually solves a problem too, because then it's all,
line of sight issues with signal.
So, but I mean, we did it with just 18 boxes. We covered 30 some odd acres very easily and then we had like 200 meters up a hill for Yellow Dog outbreak, and we were still getting signal up there just fine.
I hated that hill.
The hill of death.
I made it.
You and Hills.
I made it up that hill, no problem. But it's just so damn steep.
Whoever made these hills sucks.
I forgot about that.
But I mean, hey, you'll have a chance to see it firsthand, Ian, because I'll show you the system, because we're going to be going through doing it, and it's really easy to use, especially when you go to set up a game.
And like you said, with just a limited number of people who are responsible for tapping in and out, we don't have to really worry about educating the entire player base on how it works. Just I'm down with the idea.
Yeah, we just have to tell the stamp collectors that not only do. I mean, how close do you have to?
You just touch it.
To beep.
You just touch the box, and it's going to beep. So, and we just have it score a point for each one, and it can't be duplicated.
Yeah, so get a stamp and touch the box.
Yeah,
that's pretty. It should.
Yeah, and this also could solve some of the other issues that have had at previous Bad Bloods, where people are like, "Oh, all my stamp collectors left with their things."
Well,
that's it. I didn't even think about that. That's a really solid point there, because then you do not have to rely on the markings of someone. It's marked in the system.
Hey, look, I don't want to get some sweaty thing out of my fucking pants, okay? I'm sorry. Look, if I lay hands, I don't have to wait for them to pull a damn stamp out of their pouch. I can just walk up and bink, I got you.
As long as
why is your paper
box can be differentiated.
Mm-hmm.
That's then
every team could have a different color, so we could have
check it out. Blitz on blue.
You could have the rest be red. You could have
bye Chops.
Bye Chops. You could have Chops be green. You could have there he is. He's back. You could have Marxist be tan.
Right.
Doc just claimed to be blue.
I'm just
black
saying,
shirts be black.
Some stamp collectors are gonna walk into the box and it's like
you could. It's smart enough to where you could actually do it where they could only do it once. They have to click one thing. So,
good.
Like I said, I could talk to Brandon about it tomorrow, because he's been wanting to talk to me anyway, and I haven't been ducking his calls. I've just been incredibly busy.
It's that time of year, man. Everybody's busy right now.
No, dude, I'm 12 days away from my next event, and I got to leave on Saturday to start making my trek up. So, and I still have to get like a Wi-Fi signal to send it out so I can have my AAs actually have the TVs and all the Wi-Fi so that they can do what they need to do. So
I'm coming to your event. I know about everything we've been planning.
I say, let's go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
So what we could do is on the next stream. The next stream is not going to be for like 3 weeks, right? So what we could do is on the next stream we could actually show people a quick video of exactly how skirmish works. It really isn't hard, and really the only people we need to worry about it are the 44 people that are going to have their bands.
Yeah.
and whatever admins you're going to have carrying around the bands.
Right.
AKA the medical
So
We
staff.
just
So if you have embeds could actually have 2 bands. If they already have theirs, they could already use, like, I think Chops, you have a red one, right?
I do.
Yeah, Buck, I think, has a red one. I have a red one. So we could actually scan 2 different things as admin or otherwise. So,
I mean, if you want, if you've got some of the gloves, you could just give me another tag and I'll put it in my left glove.
oh yeah, another glove, huh?
I'm gonna chop the fingers off of those ones. I love them so much. I got a fingerless.
Yeah,
I love them.
I tell you what, I mean, when it comes down to skirmish, it's actually, you know what? Evike already knows about skirmish because Evike uses it at high grounds in Texas, and it's such a great system for what it is. And yeah, the reason why I say the cost wise is that, you know, the bands are $15 a pop.
like
Yeah, they're
15
$15
bucks.
a
Yeah.
pop. So
You could also think about this being like a soft play for this year, and then later down the road, it could be expanded to allow all of the players to have a skirmish.
then you're going back, then you're taking away from what Bad Blood is, and you're
Yeah.
making it into like a standard event, which Bad Blood has a different feel. And the reason why I go to it every single year than any other event really out there that I go to on a yearly basis, right? You have 4 massive armies moving across this big AO, and they're just fighting each other constantly. And you have these stamps that are a secondary thing that are only really cared about by the COs and the stamp collectors. Everybody else is just shoot and have a good time. You know, it's a great, wonderful BB fest. And if you give everybody a wristband for that event, then now you have a bunch of people. It's going to make Ian's scoring a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
All right.
Mark's has got 703 stamps.
It'll be capped out per box. That's
Yeah.
the cool thing, is that you can only capture it once. And
One
that's a one-time capture. Same with the COs. Like one person, me, if I have my one band, I can go up and just hit it once. Now, that also means that you just can't have one guy take all 10 wristbands and go, like, you know, he's selling you freaking watches in New York all down his arm and going, blink. You want stamps? I got your stamps right here.
Walk up to it with a trench coat.
You want a red? You want a red one? You want a yellow one?
But the skirmish system, I will say, is something that's very. When I saw this, I was like, man, I had this idea 3 years ago. I wish I could have had the technology to.
Well, you know, everybody had this idea, but it's just in terms of getting the technology out there that's working. Because before it was trying, you know, different types of electronics and Wi-Fi.
Which
and
apps are always the apps are always a resource hog, and then you have a secondary problem with that. You have to bring your phone out to the AO.
the signal,
No, bring the phone.
and you have to have a good enough signal, or some sort of Wi-Fi networks set up. But this is, well, you know, technology.
Yeah, for a field like EMR, it's actually perfect. Or like Mid Orange, they have internet there, so we can just plug our box, stick it right outside, and be like, "Ha, have fun." But like, you know, there's Ares Alpha, which each time I've used Ares Alpha, you have to bring my phone out onto the AO. There's a potential it could get damaged or will get damaged, and then it drains the battery fierce. And it's nothing, not trash in Ares Alpha. It's just you're using geo-based things on your phone. It does just not work easily. So, and this was just tap. You know, RFIDs is what it uses, tap and go. So
Yeah,
I dig it. I like this idea.
I love it.
So well, you know what? Let's treat it as a prototype run, because I think it you know, hopefully everything will run flawlessly, and this is how we're going to play moving forward. But I mean, essentially, this is a sort of we started this whole conversation because wouldn't it be great? I mean, we run the game the way you normally do, but wouldn't it be great if we knew where things were as they're moving around? And this is a perfect solution for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
agree. Okay.
It would be. It's going to be, I think, the best solution all the way around when it comes down to this, because you could have the flag up there, but people are wondering where it is. Hey, you can walk right by a TV that could be right in the registration area. That could be up there. And it's like, here's where your team is.
The flag is more for
Visual on the field.
Yeah, visual on the field.
identification as opposed to
Yeah.
coming onto field, needing to know where to go. The skirmish is going to help lost individuals as opposed to people who are actively engaged and know what they're doing and where they're going.
But not only that, it will also help you keep track of score without having to do anything.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and like Joker said, the thing is, or I think you said it, Buck, people just not turning in their cards. And then
we both said it.
Well,
we
of course,
announced the winner,
the
and
flip-
then like somebody says, "Oh, I got 2 more sample cards. We should have won." Where were you an hour ago?
Now the flip side is now people not remembering to turn in their wristbands.
Well, the great thing is that a lot of people that are probably coming to Bad Blood might also be coming to my event as well, so they'll already have their wristbands. So, and the cool thing is like what's stopping all 475 of my players coming onto the field and scanning them? That's at the start of the game. Each
Yes,
before we
you gotta-
actually have the game go live, the COs for each side, they pull out their box, and that's the wristbands are set to their team only. They scan and register those 11 people for their side, and when we have all 11 on all 4 sides, we then activate the system, and they cannot register anybody else again for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
That's nice.
So it stops them.
Yeah, we can do that at the morning Wolf's Den.
And
meeting.
the great thing, Ian, is that you can see how many are actually on each side. And I mean, there's also ways that you saw the area control on one that was on my screen where it was black, tan, or whatever.
Right.
You could actually still have that set up to where the daisy chain is going. It's just not scoring continuous points. Like it scores 1 point per wristband. So say 11 points on one side, and it stops with the counting up. But it could stay lit, so you can actually see a progression going down. I think it actually will bring a little bit of an interesting dynamic of gameplay to Bad Blood that hasn't been there before.
I think this is a big year. This is
Yeah.
going to be a very big year.
I agree.
So
I like it.
I'm
All
proud
right.
of the direction we're going, guys. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Proud of you.
My shoulders hurt. I'm not doing that.
Okay,
All right.
I'll pat them.
Ow! That's cheating, sir.
All right, we are at the top of the hour, folks. So we'll wrap it up here, and we'll circle back after your big event, so that you don't have to be stressed out on stuff. Joker, yes, you
Somebody asked it before. We never actually addressed it. We have 2 of the COs here.
Oh, which is?
Who are the other 2 COs for Black Shirts and Marxist?
Oh, good question. I'm blanking here. Let me bring this up.
Rob Knorr is going to take over Marxists, I believe. And who are we missing?
Hold on,
Black Shirts.
let me bring.
No,
up
we got Black Shirts. We got Liam.
Oh, Liam. Okay. The other thing
was the other embed for like the past 4 years, right?
Say again?
Rob Norris the
No, I voluntold him last year. He's been a player off and on, but I voluntold him last year that he was gonna work.
So wait, so who's the CO that you got for
Should be
Marxist?
Rob, right? Rob. Yeah.
Okay, so Rob. So
Yeah,
Cognac. Yeah. All right, and so we have Kent there on Deus Ex. We have Chops and Liam. Okay, so we got everybody.
We are a little lean on embeds, but we'll get that sorted out pretty soon.
Hi. Anyways, the other cool thing I'll tell you guys offline is that we also use the boxes for war crimes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
So if everybody was using the skirmish system, like everybody had a band, like if somebody's doing something that's breaking the rules, we actually go up and then we scan the armbands, and it tracks how many times. We went from one game, we had the Syndicate 3, I believe we had 321 war crimes. When we went to Yellow Dog Outbreak, the Yellow Dog Incident, we went down to 62, and then we went to Scorched Earth 2, we were down to 35 war crimes. So there was progression. Because what happens is when you see an admin walking up with a box in their hand, they know they screwed up. And they
shut up.
Oh, so you're using that term as a problem player who's breaking the rules.
Yeah. So
Okay,
we
okay.
actually have
All right, got it.
like when we walk up and we start going, I was like, "Give me your wristband," and then
It's
what happens
documented
is
accountability.
we don't even need to worry about their name or anything else because everybody registers when they get a band from us for our events. They have that band; it's theirs. They register their band, the number on the back, to their player profile. So now we know exactly who they are, and it's like, "Oh, look, you have this many war crimes. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame."
All right.
Well on our way to a universal social credit score via airsoft.
You have to rename
Gee,
this to
thanks,
Minority
Moondog.
Report.
Here, hang on. I'm gonna while you guys round up, I'm gonna sign into my Skirmash account.
I got
All right. Well, let's go. Let's do a once around to see if anybody has, if anybody else out there have any final questions to ask the panel
Let's see.
in the chat group. Otherwise, let's go around. If anybody anybody else in the panel have anything final things? Oh, I almost forgot. I've got a. I met some folks over at SHOT Show this year who had a really interesting booth where they're showing this it's totally like a bat cave kind of thing where it was like a regular display case. So if you have the means, you could have a nice case to put all your airsoft stuff. But it was really intended for retail in rougher parts of town, like where you're
Pittsburgh for amps.
concerned about. Or really just nowadays your CVS. So
Sorry.
where the your case it's a lockable case where it brings it down. Well, anyway, I got a good conversation with those guys. They had some really nice promos that were done by a friend of theirs who does comic book illustrations. So they gave away T-shirts and whatnot. But they also had some interesting biometric pistol and smaller safes. And it was a biometric safe that was in the shape of like a 50 caliber ammo can. So anyway, they said they'd be interested in coming out to show off some of their stuff at Bad Blood, and maybe I said I'm talking to the folks at EVIC about maybe giving them a table as a vendor. But I'd be interested in finding out from everybody. You can leave a comment as to what kind of gear you'd like them to bring out. Ian, are you able to play the video by sharing it, or were you able to download
I have
the video?
it, but it's like 8 minutes long.
Oh, okay. Can you forward on to where they're showing some of the
Put it in the
display
chat.
case stuff on the
probably
camera?
Copy the link and put it into the public chat.
Oh,
Yeah, we
all
can do
right,
that.
there we
Yeah,
go.
Do you want to do that? All right, let me see if I can grab it again.
So take a look at the video, folks, and let me know what I should tell them to bring out to Bad Blood for everybody to take a look at. Because obviously, I don't think they're going to be bringing the full on huge retail display case, but at least some of the smaller things that they
Evike's going to be
have
coming out there to
cool.
do merch this time.
No, but they're going to be
okay.
there. No, it's just these guys out of
you're talking about these guys
out of New York. Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry.
So I would just want to be able to tell them if EVIC and EMR are cool with having them come out. I just wanted to let those guys who are bringing out the vendors to let them know what they should bring.
I mean, honestly, they bring out a couple things. They should bring out. I mean, if they're coming from California, that's a hell of a lot of stuff.
No, they're coming out of Newark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're on the East Coast, huh?
Bring what you got. At that point,
Yeah, that's what I would say. Bring what you got. I mean, you can tell them to reach out to me too. I mean, we have a few hundred players that are going to be there, but yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I'm not.
All right. So anyway, take a look at that link and leave a comment in this video at moondogindustries.com, and I'll forward that information on. Okay. So any final words, gentlemen, before we log out?
I have one short video that I always like to use, that talks about what everybody really should be concentrating on. Here we go.
Why are you dehydrated? Because not sir. I'll tell you why. Because you're not filling the goddamn water.
Listen, guys, this is friendly warning and reminder. I am one of the medical providers on the field. If you don't drink your water, I'm gonna shove a frozen ice cube up your ass or ice rock.
That's one way to get their core body temperature down.
I will lower your body temperature, and you're really not gonna like how I do it.
Silver.
Breathe.
Woo.
Yeah, no, we went on about skirmish, which is great, and I think it's going to get a lot of people excited for it. Really, I mean, it's Bad Blood. It is what it is. If you're new to Bad Blood, just follow the herd and don't be doing anything foolish.
This is a game to go out there to have fun,
Right.
man.
You're there to have fun. You drink the water and do all the things.
I will say something else.
If you're a Bad
first
Blood
time coming to
veteran,
Bad Blood,
what?
for $60, that's how much the tickets are this year, right? 60?
Yeah, 60. Yeah.
It's your
Yeah.
best chance of actually coming home with a raffle item.
Oh yeah.
Hands down. They even last year gave away 20 some odd guns, right? 20 some odd replicas went out last year. So for $60, it's a 2 days. I mean, the first day is
I think they're not the only ones either. I know the other vendors throw things into the raffle too. So your chances are great. And you've always said before, it's not just the one day. We've got all Sunday stuff too that is included in your admission. So you're getting 2 full days of all kinds of stupid fun for no money. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's great.
And I'm looking forward to be peppered to high hell come Sunday.
Still very proud that the only raffle item I've ever won is from Chops. Still have it. I use the hell out of it. I love it.
The only announcement I have is 12 days away from Syndicate 4 in Mid Orange Correctional. So if you're near New York City, we have a really cool AO for y'all to come play at. So
tickets are still available,
playerswantedairsoft.com. So there's
all
about
right, so folks,
30 tickets left, I want to say.
Aren't
for
they
tan
all
only.
tan?
Green is sold out.
so you better get them now. Coach.
If you go tan, you get to play with me and him.
And me.
How do we get a green?
Playerswantedairsoft.com.
Yeah, but only.
Wait, are we all going to Syndicate? Nice.
Yeah. We're all tan, right?
Plus 3 are tan.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm in a purple shirt. I'm going to be wrestled to the ground and slammed down, and I got some surprises for you all.
I'm gonna whisper sweet lies into your ear. Just that though.
That's the only announcement I had.
All right. Anything else that anybody else is working on that you want to plug?
Oh, if you guys are interested, I will also be vending at Syndicate for one of my companies that I'm working for. So if you're looking for new airsoft gear, Sons of Anubis Airsoft, check us out. We'll be there.
Cool. Doc, what are you working on?
I got a special little treat for anyone who comes to join the faction. Where Eric and I are a little gift to players who sign up the day of.
All right, you're not enticing me, sir. I'm going to be hunting you.
Oh, you come.
Are
I'm
you
ready
sure?
this time. I'm not just going to stare at. Hey, he's just walking right at me.
Talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back.
What about you, Chops? You got anything going on?
I'm got nothing going on.
All right, just like me. Awesome.
Chops and I were on a really cool cruise together.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Fucking
It was
awesome.
a good time.
It was a great time.
All right, have a good one.
Bye, Doc.
Night, Doc.
Cruises scare me. It's that whole floating petri dish thing. You know,
I will say,
what's been happening over the past few years with cruises. I don't know.
I might actually be able to attend next year's, but that will depend on some news I'll tell you guys later.
All right. What's
When
up?
you're offline.
All right. So, Chops, were you able to talk about what you're working on?
Oh, they asked. I've got nothing really going on that this.
Yeah, he's boring just like me.
You're not boring.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up with one final plug. I'm still giving. So I'm giving away this bad boy. This is a real steel long range rifle scope. This is a Discovery Optics EDPRS. It's a 5 to 25 power 56 millimeter scope with a 34 millimeter tube, and this thing weighs a freaking ton.
It looks like
but
it's the thing's like 5 feet long, Moondog.
It's longer than your forearm.
It is. That's what she said. This thing is 19 inches long, and it has a 3-inch sunshade that you can add to this.
Oh, just 3 inches.
So, yeah. So, and this is the Discovery Optics is sending it out to a winner that I'm going to pick on April 28th. So there's still an opportunity for you folks to enter into the contest. You'll find the information about the contest at moondogindustries.com/contest. And all you have to do is subscribe to Moondog Go on YouTube or on Rumble, and send me. You can find all the information. There's a link there to go to a Google form to upload your screenshot. You just have to show that you're subscribed to the channel, and you'll be entered to win. And they're gonna ship the winner one of these scopes, a brand new scope. So this thing is a $400 scope. So. And that's cheap for something that could. This thing is as sharp as I think it's even sharper than a Leupold Mark V as far as my testing. So this is as good as like a $2,500 scope.
Bigger than my spotting scope.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's bigger than all of my scopes.
That's bigger than all my scopes.
Anyway,
I don't even use one.
This is not something you'd want to play airsoft with because this thing is just way too heavy.
I would just for the meme. I'd have to get a massive cover for it, though. Ain't no way I'm gonna let that lens get.
Put it on a pistol with rails.
Yeah. Let me just get the full length Magnum. I got you. I'm all here tomorrow. I promise you.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll have our next live stream in about 3 weeks. So. Keep on a lookout for that, and also again, keep on a lookout for the tickets going on sale. I don't know when exactly.
Yeah, they usually drop them on this and like, oh hey, tickets are selling. Wait, what?
Yeah, usually I hear from one of you guys that the tickets are on sale already. So and check out the new rules video. There'll be a link in the ticket listing when it is live, but that is also live on Moondog Go. So you have an opportunity to see it before the ticket listing goes live. All right. Thanks again, Ian, for hosting, and thanks to Buck, Chops, Doc, and Joker for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Doc, for getting me freaking banned.
Yeah, you guys got to figure that out. All right.
I don't know.
Everybody
Yeah.
have a good night.